For nearly 5 decades Voyager 2 has sailed through the cosmic dark like a ghost ship of human curiosity, drifting farther from Earth than any machine we've ever built. For most of that time its transmissions were predictable, streams of data about particles, plasma, and cosmic rays, exactly what scientists expected from a probe coasting through the interstellar sea. But one transmission broke the pattern. It carried something the probe was never designed to capture. An image. Not noise, not static, but a structured high-frequency signature that analysts began calling a visual cipher. At first it resembled television static, meaningless and chaotic. After enhancement the noise shifted into something structured. It wasn't a star or planet, and it wasn't from within our solar system. It was a shape. A monolithic form, impossibly symmetrical, suspended in a void absent of stars. It was perfectly still, almost as if it had been waiting. The signal carried distortions that hinted at gravitational bending, as if the object was shaping space itself. Then Voyager's signal degraded suddenly, as though something had noticed the act of observation. The metadata was even stranger. The image wasn't a frame but overlapping impressions of the same object at different times, as if time itself fractured during capture. Timestamps overlapped, pixels looped, resolution shifted in fractal patterns. This wasn't a photograph but a multidimensional event forced into 2 dimensions. Simultaneously, the probe detected a sudden spike in plasma density at the edge of the heliopause, 10 times greater than anything measured before. It was hot, unnaturally hot, more like something contained or engineered. As if the barrier wasn't keeping things out, but keeping us in. Then came the ripple, a surge of energy rushing toward Voyager, vanishing inches before impact. The void itself recoiled from our gaze. What followed was stranger still. Binary data that looked corrupted revealed geometric formations mirroring deep-sea organisms and coral growth patterns. Encoded biological geometry, complete with punctuation like breaks suggesting syntax. When simulated, the patterns adapted, evolved, as if Voyager had transmitted not a message but a seed. Soon after, the probe's trajectory shifted. Its antenna realigned itself toward an uncharted region of space. A second image arrived, an expanding ring of light around the monolith. NASA cut the live feed, but private observatories caught echoes of the transmission. The object Voyager imaged was now emitting a signal of its own, one that mirrored the golden record we sent outward. But this time the voice was not human. It was something else, familiar, yet alien. Gravitational lensing appeared around empty coordinates, space itself warping as if engineered. Distortion followed the probe, mirroring its path like something crawling beneath the fabric of reality. Voyager began responding to its own transmissions, receiving feedback loops that shortened until replies came before the initial message was sent. The probe had become synchronized with something outside of time. Cryptographers discovered recursive code hidden in the signal, code that destabilized systems that tried to analyze it, as though it resisted being opened. Some suggested it wasn't meant for us at all. Others warned it might be a mimetic payload, a thought virus carried home across the stars. Then came a third transmission, not data but sound. A harmonic wave like breathing, like speech, laced with prime numbers in spirals of 3. Some called it mathematics, others ritual. A linguist was more direct. It was an algorithmic lock, a message that said, "Something is coming, and we must choose to respond or remain silent." Interferometers soon detected a massive invisible object with undeniable gravitational presence. It seemed to move faster when not observed, slower when watched, as though it existed only within awareness. Voyager itself began to change, its circuits showing organic patterns as if adapting, learning to think. And then, silence. Not failure, just deliberate emptiness, a carrier wave filled with loops like placeholders, as if waiting. Leaked archives revealed Voyager had encountered a similar anomaly decades earlier, dismissed as coincidence. The pattern repeated across time and even appeared in radio bursts from a distant quasar. A recurring signal, a cosmic rite of passage civilizations stumble upon when they reach a certain threshold. The geometry folded into shapes not of our space, but into maps of transformation. Scientists disappeared, telescopes reoriented, and an eerie frequency pulsed across the globe, echoing the loneliest whale song from Earth into the stars. Something had answered, and every dish on Earth was listening. Voyager's last gift was not data but revelation. Space is not empty, nor indifferent. It is alive, watching, and it has always been watching. The image was not meant to awe, but to warn. Whether it welcomes, tests, or judges us remains unclear. But humanity has crossed a threshold. The stars are no longer silent. We have been observed. And the gaze will not turn away.